Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News, episode 251. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my awesome co-host, Mike.
Awesome co-host. Oh, wowee. Not very deserving of that title, but I'll take it, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you are indeed, sir.
Wow. Feeling the love today.
I should have said my X-Cellent.
Oh, nice. Today we have a very special guest on the show. We're going to do it right out from the front here. Writer of Chris's favorite book, Spider Squirrel. We're talking to Charlie McKelvey. McKelvey, there it is. So we're going to be chatting with him a little bit later, talking about all the university's building, and we get a little tidbit about how he was on American Ninja Warrior. So we can check that box of most physically fit comic writer we've had on the show.
First ninja, yeah. Until the dream comes true and Capullo comes on the show, then nobody compares to those guns.
So I think that's how we get Capullo on the show now. Is like, hey, we had some really jacked dude on the show, and he actually said that he could beat you in a fight. So now you have to come on the show. I have a plan to reach out to Capullo, and I've been thinking about it for the last week. I'm going to tell you off air, and then we'll see how you feel about it.
Okay. So I had the variety of emotions that I went through this week, from the happiest I've ever been in my life to the most depressed I've ever been in my life, in the matter of hours.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard the news, but you know Hideo Kojima, right?
Yes.
Okay. Big fan personally. And
creator of Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Everyone. Okay, if you don't know Hideo. Okay.
And I just actually purchased his book. It should be coming here as we're talking.
Amazing director.
So he announced that he's doing a podcast.
Okay.
Holy shit. Hideo Kojima was doing a podcast. This is going to be amazing. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. It's in fucking Japanese.
Well, Chris.
So now I got to learn Japanese, everybody.
I'll tell you, I took one class in college and I couldn't do it.
I took 2 years of German.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, ich bin ein Chris.
Nice. The ignorant American in me was like, oh yeah, I'll get to listen to it too. No, he's from Japan.
Yeah, but he speaks, he speaks very good English.
You will see someone, I guarantee this right now, they'll either release it in English, someone will translate it, or someone's going to start their own podcast that's the podcast of the podcast where they translate it for you.
Dude, I don't know if so Kevin Smith used to do this all the time, where he would basically release books that were transcripts of his podcasts.
Okay.
If they did that and just translated it, I would buy it. I'd buy it a second. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would love to hear what that guy has to say. He is so, we'll talk about the package delivering game. I don't remember what it's called.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. That aside, I never played that game, but visually it looks amazing. I know he was good friends with Guillermo del Toro. He put him in the book. I just want to see the conversations that those two had. The freakiness but vivid storytelling of Guillermo del Toro and the really weird, messed up shit that Hideo thinks of that just he kind of makes all work together.
Yeah.
It had to be amazing. But I don't know.
Speaking of Kevin Smith, I also watched the Clerk documentary.
Oh, I didn't know that was out. Was it good?
Yeah. You can get it on Amazon. It's $4 to rent it.
Oh, okay.
Directed by Malcolm Ingram. So anyone that knows Kevin Smith world, Malcolm Ingram is a friend of his. That's a documentary filmmaker.
Cool.
And it's good, but it's all stuff I knew.
Yeah.
It's basically going through his history and kind of the ups and downs of Kevin and all this stuff. So if nobody knows who he is, or at least doesn't know his past, it's really good. Mm-hmm. But I was watching, I'm just like, okay. But the emotional moments still hit because I remember living through a lot of those moments and being there with him in his journey.
Yeah.
And
in his jorts.
Yes. In the jorts.
In the jorts.
And it's really
awesome.
good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Still waiting for Moose Jaws.
Moose Jaws.
Moose Jaws, Clerks 3, Mallrats 2. I don't know. Still waiting for all those to come out.
Yeah, so he just finished Clerks 3, so that's gonna be the next one out.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll get it eventually. I took a little trip down to Vermont, Burlington this weekend, and a little sad to. So there's this building. There's a comic shop there called Earth Prime Comics.
Nice.
Pretty awesome name.
Yeah.
They were closed, only curbside pickup. So I knocked on the door because I was like walking around downtown. And I knocked on the door and I was like, the guy came to the door. And I'm like, can I just tell you if I want a book and you can just go grab it? And he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. So I had him, and then I was kind of concerned because I was like, can I get the Geiger 80-page giant that came out this week? And because I love the feel, like the actual binding. I might even put this on my bookshelf because it's almost like a trade. It's so thick. But he's like, he looked at me like he didn't know what I was talking about. Or he's like, I don't know if we have any left. And I was like, and then he had it, and I bought it through the crack of the door. So this is the world we're living in. But there was a game store upstairs, and that was free reign. Like they're still playing Magic and shit. So it was like two separate worlds of like restrictions. So like I had to buy a comic through a door, and then I could walk around in the game shop above. But I did find a bookshop, Phoenix Books, down there, and I picked up some trades. I tweeted at my buddy Cullen Bunn. I finally picked up Basilisk Volume 1, so I can read that. I read issue 1. I picked up, because I read this digitally, I had to get the trade of Ultra Mega because I love that cover.
It's a great cover.
It's an amazing cover. The James Herron did such an awesome job. Dave Stewart's art, amazing. And then I figured to round off my Swamp Thing trade collection, I would get the first volume of the Ram V Swamp Thing, the Mike Perkins art, just for like, because I read this digitally, but just to flip through the book and look at like these splash pages, man, they're insane. The art, Mike Perkins is just so good at this. And
I gotta pick that up. Once I get caught up, that's gonna be one of the books I'm gonna pick up.
Yeah, I mean, I almost might want to reread it just looking at it like this, because like, man, some of this art, it like just like I love reading digitally, and I mean it's very convenient for me and stuff like that. But man, just looking at these pages and the art, and it's just like the texture of the pages, it feels like a classic comic. I just wanted to share that with everybody because I can never get away from the physical, buying a physical copy here. And then, like you said, you're like, oh, you bought that issue, the 80 page giant. I was like, yeah, I just had to. But
do you find with digital too that you read a little bit faster?
Oh yeah, I don't think you appreciate the art as much, because you almost lose the texture to it, the paper or something. I don't know what it is, but I do read a lot. I mean, it's the convenience of it, right? Oh, so I just put this one. I don't have to like bag and board this, put it away, or like put it on back on the bookshelf. I do, because it's and like I said, it's kind of dangerous. And I know my sister, I just got her I got her a tablet for Christmas, so she keeps texting me all the books that she's been reading. But it's dangerous because especially Comixology is one click, man. Yeah. So they can say it's hurting comic shops, but as far as the comic industry, it's got to be helping, because you're reaching these people of like, oh, one click buy. It's.
Well, I don't know if you remember a little while back, there was a graph going around that depending on where you stand on it, it was either proving that comics are dying or proving that they're just fine.
Right.
But what I took away from it was the overall number, like the problem with it was that the amount of comics being sold and kind of the profit of the industry was flat throughout the 5 years. But I'll tell you what, you saw that digital versus physical numbers start to like go like this, like one down, one up. And I was like, there's your problem, right? I mean, problem maybe, who knows? I'm kind of a part of the problem here, but there's your issue right there, is the physical shops.
And the only thing being affected is physical shops. There's still going to be people out there. I think, single issues. I don't have any insider info to marketing or any of that, but you're going to have people that want to pick up single issues. I wouldn't be surprised if we just went to trades. Like everybody did trades, digital single issues, but you have those people that still want the single issues collected. Like you still have the collectors out there.
So a while ago, I listened to an interview with Brevoort that he brought up, and Marvel tried this at one point. They were going to try to go just do trades, just fuck it, we'll go trades. And what ended up happening was that the economics don't fit because you can't put ads in trades.
Oh. I forgot about the ads. I forgot about comic book ads. Yeah.
And what they found out too was that they didn't realize how many people were double dipping.
They were buying comics and trades. Yeah.
Yes. Well, so I don't think singles will ever go away for that reason. Yeah. I mean, if it gets to the point where it'll be interesting to see how digital evolves, because you put ads in, like right now, if you buy a comic in Comixology, there's no ads,
right?
As you know. So do we get to a point where there's ads in our digital comics? Maybe.
Is that okay? Do I mind the ads? I mean, the ads are usually comic related, so it's not like the old days where it's like, oh, muscle, take this pill and you'll grow muscles. It's like, a Batman ad, it's a Wonder Woman ad.
Well, it's not even those. It's like the Snickers ads.
Yeah.
Or like those are the ones that are helping the industry in terms of profitability and keeping books alive. So
it's some of them are pretty hilarious though. Like, I know, was it KFC that was doing like a comic book ad inside the comic? So it was someone like that, but sometimes they do
Snickers comic stuff. Because it really bugged me because it was Justice League ads. When I was reading Justice League, I would just keep going.
Yeah, you thought it was part of the comic. Yeah, that's how they got you.
I'm trying to see them.
Like, I'm holding up the Geiger, and on the back is Stargirl. A Stargirl ad streaming now. Like, am I going to watch Stargirl? No.
Yeah, so here's X-Cellent number 1, M&M's. And then
right.
In the back, go to Universal. Like,
and I guess some publishers are better than others. Like Ahoy Comics, no ads.
I don't know. That's weird because I think it has to do with the corporate structure of DC Marvel are going to require a little bit more than Ahoy, who has 3 people working for them.
Right, and they put extras in there too. They do short story.
Yeah, that's not a slight on Ahoy or any other. No. Like, we love those guys, but
I will do just a quick shout out. Pornsack writes a story in the Geiger 80-page issue, so shout out to him, guest of the show. Great to see him on an 80-page giant for a universe that Jeff Johns is creating. I haven't actually finished this issue yet, but dude, the universe he's creating is very interesting, and we go all the way back to like George Washington. So
I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit later. We're just going to talk about some TV shows. There's not a whole lot of news. I will say, before we get into the TV shows, they released the whole funeral scene of Batman. I don't know if you watched that.
No. For the new movie?
Yeah, and I'm just going to give a rundown. And this is not anything particular. All it really spoils is the tone of the movie. So as far as spoilers, like, we're at a funeral for someone. Commissioner Gordon talks about a police officer missing, in through the doors, busts the car, blah, blah, blah. And that's not even the exciting part of the scene for me. There's like some action, but Bruce Wayne shows up to this funeral, and Commissioner Gordon is there with a cop and another officer. And he goes, "Hey, it's Bruce Wayne. Oh, hey, Mr. Wayne." And it was like a big deal that Bruce Wayne is in public. And that was something I've always been interested to see on the big screen, of like, Bruce Wayne is like a movie star in Gotham. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, this is like Jeff Bezos walking around New York City, right? Do you think literally Jeff Bezos? So as soon as I saw that, I didn't care whatever happened to the scene, but like, it's something that small to me that like Matt Reeves did that, and this guy understands the character. He is bringing a realness to the character. Christian Bale is great, but like, there was no way that Jeff Bezos could have went around the world and trained in all these different countries and shit like that without getting some publicity, right? Like, and I love the Christian Bale movies to death, but that right there was like, and then there's all this crazy shit happening, but, man, I cannot wait for this movie. I was like, oh shit, that was so cool. So you got to watch it. I'll send you the link later. But
I'm getting excited because I'm reading the whole inspiration for Riddler being the Zodiac killer.
Yeah,
stuff.
That's wild.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
And part of the trailer, and this is just a sound bite they threw in the trailer of like the Wayne family, or the secret of the Wayne family, something like relative to that. Now, if they do not end this movie on the reveal of the Court of Owls, like make the Wayne family almost like set him up for like he was the bad guy the whole time. If you don't do that, like, what are we doing with a whole nother spin-off of Batman, right? Like, give me the Court of Owls.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like the Riddler's like, you don't even like, because Batman, Bruce Wayne doesn't even know about it, so it would be like the ultimate riddle, right?
Yeah,
and make him discover it on his own, and then be like, boom, at the end, the Court of Owls shows up and is like, hey, you're getting way too close to this. You need to stop.
That'd be the stinger at the end of the credits.
Roll credits, baby. Matt Reeves, I'm available. Call me up. You text me, whatever. I'll help you out here.
So, let me talk about a bit more lighthearted show that I just discovered. Like literally today, I just discovered.
Yep.
Lighthearted. It's called Murderville.
Yeah. That's the one with Conan O'Brien in it, right?
So,
yeah, Conan.
Conan's in it, but it's the guy who voices Batman, like
Will
Arnett.
Will Arnett. He's in it. Yep.
So Will Arnett's like the star of the show. He plays a detective.
Okay.
And then he's a homicide detective, and every episode they have to solve a murder. But what they do is they bring in a celebrity guest detective.
Okay.
And the show has a structure as much like all the actors in the show have a script and know what to say and do.
Uh-huh.
But the celebrity was never given a script. They have to improv everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so the first episode's Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
And it goes through like the same steps every episode. Like they meet, they have their little thing, and then they go to the first suspect, the second suspect, the third, and then they convene and they have to determine who the person is.
Okay.
So the first one's Conan O'Brien, and I've only gotten to the second episode, but the second episode is Marshawn Lynch.
Oh my god. What? Can Marshawn Lynch improv?
He's actually pretty good. Like so in the beginning, I won't spoil any of the episode in just the beginning. They're sitting down, they're getting to know each other, and he's like, "I was thinking, detective, I should change my name so I have a better detective name." And Arnett's just like, "Well, what do you want?" I was thinking, Detective Bagabitch. And he's
That's
like,
awesome.
What is that, like French? She goes, no, it's from Oakland. And right there, it's just like, Marshawn's got it, man. He can do it.
Do they ever like bust out laughing in the scenes? Like,
so in the first episode with Conan, there's literally a moment where he's in this. The person murdered is like a magician's assistant. And he meets with this group that's like it's basically Moms Against Drunk Driving, but it's Moms Against Magicians.
Oh my god.
And they're in a meeting and he's talking to them and he says something. The lady literally has to turn and laugh because she couldn't, because of the reaction to what he said.
Yeah.
It's really well done. It's really good. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm hooked.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so let's talk about other stuff we watched this week. Random Star Wars Show Episode 6. I put an LOL in the notes for that one. So listen, I'm not putting this show down at all. I love this show, and I even I was gonna tweet at Derek Robertson last night because he said like this is his favorite episode. He was kind of trailing off from Boba Fett. What I wanted to say is, and like you said last episode of the podcast, Boba Fett is a side story for Mandalorian. Like that's how it is now. Mandalorian's more popular. That's just the way of the world. And this episode, if you would have told me I would get 15 minutes of Luke Skywalker doing parkour, I would have said you're fucking crazy. But no, that happened. We got Ahsoka, Luke talking to each other. What?
Dude, when Ahsoka looks at him and goes, "You're so much like your father," I almost cried. I was like, "I can't believe we're here." Yeah.
Dave Filoni, dude, do all the shit, man. Like, give this guy everything.
Man's doing the Lord's work. Yeah,
he's doing the Lord's work. Completely understands the fan base, except for the Boba Fett fans. But oh well. And it's great. I love the show. There's no Boba Fett in the last couple episodes. Does that mean it's bad? No. That's just giving us there's more things going on here that they want to show rather than what Boba Fett's doing. and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So I look forward to next week's episode when we have the cameo of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I'd like to see the cameo of Boba Fett.
Dude,
jokes aside, but yeah.
So okay, the Ahsoka scene was awesome. When Ahsoka showed up, I was so happy. Setting her up for her show, was great. Like Luke and Grogu together were fantastic. I was 100% correct about what was in that bag.
Yeah, chainmail. Yeah.
Getting Grogu like to be more like be himself a little bit was really cool. I liked having him be more than just a character. It's like I'm cute.
Yeah, right.
And dude, when Cad Bane showed up, I almost screamed.
I forgot about that. I didn't even know who that was because I've never watched I haven't gotten through the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That dude was awesome. He was badass. The way he spoke, the way his eyes and mouth looked. I think it was practical effects, right? It looked like it. Dude, he's terrifying. So give me the lowdown on this dude. What is he? Is he a bounty hunter or what?
Yeah, a bounty hunter during the Clone Wars. So he's in a lot of the Clone Wars stuff. And then he's just an overall badass. And he fits right in with the Mandalorian because he's got that Western appeal.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like, if you see it's funny because if you see the old episodes of him in Clone Wars, his hat is like way bigger. Like it's almost comically huge.
Yeah.
And then when this showed up, I saw some fans being like, "What'd they do to his hat?" And I said they made it like not look stupid.
Yeah, they made it not look stupid.
Because it looked ridiculous. And
was that a big reveal for you? Because I mean, he was walking in through the distance. I didn't know who it was. And then he lifts up the hat. Right, you knew exactly who it was when you saw his mouth.
As he's walking, and I saw the hat, I was like, "Cad, mate."
Yeah.
And then when he lifts the hat up. And you see his face. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me right now!"
What a reveal, dude! This guy does not mess around. I want to see more of him, dude. There's so many. That's the thing, though. Like, they could not give us Boba Fett. I don't give a shit. Give me more of this Cad Bane, dude. I don't even know who he was, and I was like, this was awesome.
That's why Filoni was, integral to everything Clone Wars, Rebels. He's been behind the scenes in Star Wars forever,
right?
And he helped, create Ahsoka, Cad Bane, all these great characters.
Yeah.
And I think that's what works for this is that new fans are understanding how cool they are. And I'm really happy that new fans are getting to see these characters. But like someone like me that's watched fucking Clone Wars, I went and saw the Clone Wars CG movie in theaters, motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
there you go.
For me, it's just like, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe that this is like, it sounds weird but still, like, I never thought that these characters would ever make it in live action.
Yeah.
I always thought that, like, live action's for the Skywalkers, and that's what it, like,
right.
That's my Star Wars.
Right.
And, it was an amazing, I love this episode. Just for the cameos.
Best episode. Hands down, best episode. The like, deep fake for Luke looks really good. The only thing was his voice was a little off, so I did you see how they did the voice? I looked into it.
No.
So there's a program that they fed voice lines from the original movies of Luke, and from that data it develops a voice for someone. So they didn't reach out to Mark Hamill for this. That's why it sounded like it was from like the 70s to me. It almost, the audio quality sounded weird, and I looked on his Instagram. He didn't really post anything about it, so I don't know if they talked to him or he didn't want to do it, or but I remember he did the voice for the first appearance, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's just over it. I don't know what the story is there, but that's how they did it. Was they had some artificial program.
It was great. I mean, I can nitpick it to death, but it was great. I'll say this, though. If we see any more Luke, please just hire Sebastian Stan. Yeah. And just give it the solo treatment. Like, some fans will whine and cry about it, but those fans are idiots. And Sebastian Stan looks exactly like Mark Hamill, and we can kind of move forward and do more Hamill stuff.
I agree.
Do you want me to spoil how the ending goes for you?
The ending of what?
So when Luke sits down with Grogu and says you have to choose.
Oh, yeah.
That's already been spoiled.
Has it?
Yes.
How?
There's a comic, I believe it was either Knights of Ren it was Rise of Kylo Ren.
Okay.
Where we are introduced to the first class of Luke's academy. That academy that they're at.
Oh, and Grogu's in it?
No, he's not.
Oh.
So either they're going to retcon Grogu to be like the first one, because they say in that Ben's the first one, and I forgot about it until I was watching it, and I'm like, and I pulled out the issues and started looking at it. And yeah, Ben's the first student.
But also, I don't know, and I don't know the age of Luke here. And obviously, Ahsoka is older than him, but like, this could just be another school that's completely away from the one we saw in the flashback.
I'll say this: they got pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the art in that series, it's pretty close to what they built in that scene.
I also don't think it's a coincidence that we have a completely perfect Grogu size seat carrier in Mandalorian's new ship.
I think, I think Grogu's gonna take the armor and go with Mando, which
is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's fine, and also this show's amazing. The cinematography they did something with Luke that also helped. Whenever he spoke, they panned the camera away from Luke.
Yeah.
And showed you who he was speaking to. So that helps a little bit with like the uncanny valley. This isn't real stuff, I think.
This just popped in my head.
Yeah.
So now we need a series of after Mando has passed. So it's been like 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Grogu's on his own. Now he's a bounty hunter.
Hell yeah. Oh my god.
Like Yoda bounty hunter.
Oh yeah, they can go on forever with these, man.
Collect the bounty, I will.
Oh, he just shows up. He's just this little dude in the doorway. Like, where is he? Like, nobody wants to hire him because they don't think he can get the job done. Oh my god.
Take my money.
Yep. Peacemaker episode 6. Love this show. And we called it, right? White Devil is putting the suit on.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. You can't reveal a suit like that, put the budget in it, and not have him wear it. What are the big takeaways from this episode? All of the police force becomes butterflies. That was a crazy scene, right?
Every redneck drives the same truck.
Yep, they all have the same truck.
I can't confirm I live around them.
Yeah, he does. What else happened? Oh, the scene with... So James Gunn has also said for critics, he held out on not showing the last episode because there's some integral DC Comics character that shows up. Did we talk about this last episode?
I don't think we did.
So when he sent the show to critics, he specifically left out episode 8. And because of all the Aquaman jokes, I almost want to say that, like, I want to hope that Jason Momoa shows up, because they talked about him having a helmet where he can breathe underwater too. Peacemaker does, and I think that would be an awesome. I think that'd be an awesome little scene to have at the end. I don't know who it is. I mean, we have, as far as like the DC cinematic universe, it could be the Flash, it could be whatever. But I'm excited to see who James Gunn brings in. It could be Batmite, because there's some rumors going around, because they mentioned Batmite. People think that the neighbor could be Batmite, the neighbor of John Cena. That guy,
he's somebody.
So that might be the reveal. Like, he poofs into Batmite and like goes away or something. I think that would be hilarious.
I think it would be hilarious if Momoa shows up, be like, "Yo, Peacemaker, I heard you talking shit, man."
Yeah, that would be so great. Oh my god, yeah. So this show is amazing. I was a little upset to see the both the police officers are going to be butterflies now, because I did like their characters. I think it was funny when she becomes the butterfly and like her reactions to things, like, "Oh, she was very fond of you too," or something. I was like, "What do you mean? Why are you talking like that?" That was a crazy scene. The whole butterflies like invading the police station.
And we got another shitty villain.
Oh yes,
Kite Man was
Kite Man was discussed in great detail.
Yeah.
So man, James Gunn, where is he?
That's my favorite scenes throughout the show are the simple ones. So when he's standing in front of the class and he's like he's trying not to curse and he's trying to say certain things. Like when the kid's like, did you ever meet Wonder Woman? Oh yeah, she was IFing me from across the room.
Yeah, right. That's so funny.
I love it.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. The show overall is so much fun. I can't wait to see the last couple episodes. If you're not watching it by now, what the hell are you doing? All right, let's jump over this interview that we got, and we'll see everybody on the other side. All right, so
we're back.
Check out Spider Squirrel. Go buy the issue. Look for the Kickstarter in March for issue 3, and stick around for some comic news. This first piece of news I saw, and I didn't think it was real. I thought it was like someone did a cover. Because it's absolutely amazing, and I want more. I want more of this stuff, less of everything else from DC. DC has announced a Jurassic series coming this June. Jurassic League will be a 6-issue series, not 60. I wish it was 60. By writer Daniel Warren Johnson, art by Juan Gideon. As the title suggests, the series will see the characters of DC Universe as if they evolved from prehistoric dinosaurs. Yes. All the money.
I've had my gripes with DC recently, as I believe you have as well.
Yeah.
They're killing it on these Elseworlds titles, though.
Oh yeah, they really are.
I don't care, everybody. They're Elseworlds titles. Don't correct me. You're wrong. I'm right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I love this dude. The same thing. When this popped up and I saw people talking about it, I was like, oh, funny. This is cool. So, some fanfic or something. And then I went to I did my daily search for the news and everything. And I'm like, wait, that was real?
Yeah, that's real. What is that doing? What is this doing on the real news? So yeah, super excited for that.
And Daniel Warren Johnson, a great creator. So I'm glad to see him get more work.
And the art is amazing. So cannot wait for that. Marvel is once again mining the past in the new series titled New Fantastic Four. Series will be written by Peter David with art by Alan Robinson, not the NFL wide receiver who Chris unfortunately drafted in his comic book shop fantasy league. Sorry.
Thanks for reminding me, Mike.
Yep. And we'll follow the events of Fantastic Four number 347, where Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider took over the team. So it's gonna be Fantastic Four 348. It's just gonna be another number 1.
I actually kind of love that Marvel does this. People who love some of these series, Symbiote Spider-Man, Wolverine patches, the new Silver Surfer book, kind of going back to those classic runs with the same creators and doing them again. But there's no goddamn way I'm going to read this.
Yeah,
so for the really fans of it, I'm happy you get it, because one day it's going to be us, Mike.
Yep.
And we're going to be like, holy shit, they're doing this. Actually, we'll be talking about one of those books later, and X-Cellent. But, one day they'll go back and be like, we're going to do after the events of Invincible issue this, and we'll be so fucking happy about it.
I know. We'll be super excited about it.
I'm glad the fans of that have it.
Yeah. Recently, the Savage Avengers finished its series, but now it returns with a new number 1. Oh, wow. The new team will consist of Cloak and Dagger, Daredevil, Elektra, Anti-Venom, Black Knight, yes, Weapon H, and of course Conan. Oh, hell yeah. The new series will be written by David Papose with art by Carlos Magno.
Papose is at Marvel, people.
Hell yeah, this is big news. This is great. Support this book to support David, because, man, good for him on this.
This is amazing. First, I love Savage Avengers. You all know I love that series when it's coming out.
Yep.
I'm glad it's back. I'm glad it's with Papose, who's just somebody I really enjoy and have adored for a while. I sent him a personal congrats, because I know the whole world was just going nuts about this in the indie space.
For sure.
Yeah, this is hands down the biggest news of the week for me. just because the pose is involved and somebody that we know and that we've interacted with is like
so cool. Good for him.
Gotten the call to Marvel, man.
Yep. Marvel has surprisingly announced a new comic coming this summer from writer Kieran Gillen with art by Valerio. Event comic. Oh, sorry. By Valerio Schiti on the art. The series is called Judgment Day and will have the Eternals accusing mutants of being a modern-day version of the Deviants and attempting to get rid of them. The series will also feature the Avengers as they try to find the truth. A little heavy-handed there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Don't think there's going to be a real-world version of that or anything?
No. Nope. Not at all. Is this something you're going to read?
Yeah, it's a Marvel event. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
And I read the Eternals on Unlimited that Kieran Gillen's doing, and I enjoy it. I mean, what he's doing with the Eternals is really cool. So
cool. Marvel's bringing back Secret Invasion again.
Shocking.
With a sequel series titled simply Secret Invasion. Okay. The new series will be written by Ryan North with art by Francesco Mobili. The series will act as kind of a sequel to the original, but it's said to stand alone as well. Okay, so we're going to have two separate Secret Invasions. But there are also sequels. That can't get any more confusing for new readers, folks.
No. I mean, imagine when the trade comes out.
Yeah, right.
What do you do as a comic shop? Put Secret Invasion next to Secret Invasion?
Yeah, like what is it, Volume 1 and Volume 2 question mark or something? Like how are they going to label it?
If once again, I'll probably read it because it's a Marvel event and I'm a sucker. But I'm confused. So Secret Invasion, I know you're not a Bendis fan, but Secret Invasion was a Bendis book that was so well done. It was the idea that Skrulls had taken over certain heroes and certain people and kind of invaded the Earth.
Yep.
And we were discovering it. How do you do that again?
Right. Yeah, you don't.
So I love Ryan North. Everybody check out his Squirrel Girl series because it was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be interested to see how he pulls this one off.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is kind of exciting. With Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series on the way, it only makes sense for a new comic to come out as well. Coming in July with a new series simply titled Obi-Wan Kenobi, and will be written by Christopher Cantwell. Awesome. With art by Ario Enendido. The 5-issue series is set before A New Hope. I'll probably end up checking this Star Wars one out. 1, because it's a mini-series and not too much of a commitment. 2, because I freaking love Obi-Wan. So yeah. Seems interesting.
Cantwell's the man. So
Cantwell's awesome.
I buy every Star Wars book, so I'll buy it.
Yep. And if it's not him sitting in the desert for 5 issues, I don't want it. He's just sitting there. That's what I want to see. Just sitting and like watching Luke from afar. Yeah.
Someday I will give you this laser sword.
One day you'll have a laser sword. Sad news this week. We learned of the DC Comics legend Brian Augustine passing away. He was 67 years old, suffered a sudden stroke. He's worked across the industry for DC, Valiant, Marvel. He's been a longtime DC editor, writer behind the original Elseworlds title Batman Gotham by Gaslight, one of the most famous Elseworld titles that anyone knows.
The first.
Yeah, the first. The steampunk Batman is what it is, and he'll be greatly missed. I mean, he's doing a lot of editing work now, but our condolences to his family, and that sucks. You know, when something sudden like that. So it really sucks to hear that. So,
if you're a longtime fan, go check out Mark Waid's social media, because he's a longtime friend of Mark Waid. He was an editor on Wade's Flash and a bunch of stuff at DC.
Yep.
And he has a whole thing that he's trying to do for the family that's pretty simple and easy to do. It's basically like sending a postcard with like a story of your favorite memory involving him, whether it's a book that he edited or something, and then they're going to give it to the family. So go there and you can see all the information on how he's doing it. But I thought that was a really cool thing to do for the family.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about what we read this week.
How much time you got, Mike?
I don't know.
I got a lot.
Let's start with the 80-page giant Geiger, because I'll probably talk about this one more than anything else. I haven't finished it yet. I will say if you liked Geiger, you'll like this. There's some change up with the art. The first stories, we go back to the 1700s with George Washington, which is kind of crazy. Basically, this is just giving us a brief overview of this whole universe and these different characters. The Redcoats is going to be a book coming out about this character, and by Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch. This all sounds really cool. I just want Jeff Johns to keep it organized and keep the stories where they. I mean, the stories are really good. I like all these characters. I loved Geiger, and the Safari Mob story was really good. Safari Bob, sorry, not Mob. That origin story. I know Chris hates origin stories, but I thought it was a pretty cool twist on like the most dangerous game story. And yeah, I thought the Karlov casino was pretty awesome. With all like the monster movies and stuff. That's kind of as far as I got through the book, but I think overall it's really good shit.
The book as a whole is really good. I love the Safari story. That was really great. Redcoat was awesome because it mixed a lot of things I enjoy, which is Revolutionary War America.
Yep.
Occult magic.
There you go.
And it brought this character to the modern day. I'm excited for that series. Always down to see some more lobster backs in comics.
Yep.
Honestly, my least favorite story was the one that Johns did with Gary Frank.
Oh, about the glowing man?
It was the origin of Barney, the puppy.
Oh, yeah, that was okay.
It was a simple read. It was fast, but I was like, okay, this seems like a filler kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't know why. It's got to be the character design, but I am so excited for Junkyard Joe, man.
Yeah.
The other series coming out of this.
I have not read that one yet, but I remember when they showed him in the original series, he was pretty awesome.
So he doesn't have a story in here per se, but he's in all the other books. And they do add a little like one pager that's like an old timey. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's on the back page.
Yep, that's cool.
But the design from everything's cool. So yeah, if you like Geiger, it's a good book.
Yeah, check it out. Deathstroke Incorporated number 5. This book it took an interesting turn. I really liked it. We kind of see the people behind the curtain that are kind of running, Dr. Multiverse and getting Black Canary and Deathstroke to work together. And it's not a council; it's a society. It's got like Shrapnel, Tattoo Man, Prometheus, all these villains. It's the Secret Society, if everybody remembers them from. I don't know if they've talked about them a while in DC. So basically, Deathstroke's like, okay, we have a secret society. The Calculator is the one who's like leading it all. So he goes, okay, he walks up and shoots Calculator in the head, and then he shoots Dr. Multiverse in the chest and kills them. And he said, he's like, something bad's coming. Everybody's scared. I'm going to be the new leader. So now, he sits down in the throne for the Secret Society, and he says, the next issue is Slade Wilson, King of the Supervillains. I thought it was awesome and very true to the Deathstroke character to want to run the show. Dark Knights of Steel, number 4. Pretty good issue. Origin story for Chris. So I don't know if he enjoyed it that much.
I don't know if it was really an origin story.
Yeah, a little bit. But we get to reveal who the Green Man is at the end, and I was not expecting that.
I loved it. I don't know about you.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, I was not expecting it. So we get like the whole story of like the Elves coming to Earth, and like what he started to do for the people. And it was like a play on like Jor-El with Krypton blowing up. There was a volcano in the area, and they had to do something to save the people. He saves the people. He intervenes, and that pretty much gives him the makes him king. But Alexander Luthor, was what, the court jester?
He was like the
or the council.
Not really scientist, but basically a scientist. So he was supposed to be the one to find this volcano, and he failed.
And he failed. He didn't know it was there. So then he goes walking about, finds a green meteorite, and surprise, he becomes the Green Man, who is a cross between Joker and Green Lantern, which is terrifying. And that's how his origin starts, is he comes and he kills Bruce's parents. Yeah, so that's how he shows up. So that's how we know who the Green Man is. And I think the whole issue is Alfred telling that to Bruce. So now he knows, and he wants to fight back. So that was a crazy issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was my favorite issue, but it's still really good.
Yeah, and
I love that reveal. When we saw the Green Man, no way would I ever guess that. Oh yeah,
no way. Yeah. Justice League 71. Trying to flip through it here, but my tablet is frozen. Okay. Yeah, so it kind of wraps up the second story is I'm going a little backwards here. The second story is the Justice League Dark story, and it's it focuses on the new Dr. Fate. And it's like a letter to Clark Kent about his interaction with all these heroes and all these, people that are part of and like an overview of all the Justice League Dark heroes. And there's a little whole like what they bring to the Justice League Dark team and what he sees in them. It's a really cool issue. And he says like something about like that's just the beginning. So it seems like we have our solid Justice League Dark team now after they've defeated Merlin. So maybe we'll have them going forward. The Justice League part of it, we get more of. I think this is pretty much setting up Lois Lane's brother as being someone that the Justice League wants to work with. Because they talk more about the whole checkmate thing. I really just can't. I don't like any of this. The whole like Royal Flush Gang is just like, okay, they do this to steal a meteorite. I think it's the art too. I'm not a huge fan of the art for this book. It's just not hitting me anywhere really. Yeah. I don't know how you felt about it, but
I'm not reading it. So
okay, well, yeah. So you're not missing much. Honestly, Justice League, the real Justice League book is Justice League Incarnate. Is all I'm going to say. Sorry, Bendis.
I'm a Bendis defender, but this book wasn't flowing with me, so I gave up.
So I have one more book to talk about, but the stuff I didn't get to this week is One Star Squadron, Justice League Incarnate, Crossover, Monkey Prince, Fantastic Four Life Story, Batman. So I didn't get to read a lot, and Suicide Squad, but I did read Shang-Chi. This is the Jean Luen Yang one. This book is awesome. We get more, we get the whole family fighting with each other. We see where the allegiances are between like the brother, the sister, and the grandfather that shows up, and like the difference between the mother and the father, and why there's the divide is there. Well, the grandfather takes his mother back and is going to bring her to Talo, the other dimensional world. So, really good. So now him and his sister are going to have to like team up to save the mother. Great issue. I'm loving the Shang-Chi run. Jean Luen Yang. Awesome writer. Check it out if you like the character. I have nothing but good things to say about it. You can go ahead now on some of your stuff.
All right, everybody buckle in.
Yep.
We're going to stick with Jean Luen Yang and start with Monkey Prince #1.
Hell yeah.
Really good. It was an origin.
Yep.
Who is the Monkey Prince? Where does he come from? I like the back and forth between the old... I always forget the name of the story that's based on. That Dragon Ball Z is based on.
Journey to the West?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we get kind of the glimpse into that and how this character goes into that. But what's really cool is the first part you see he's his dad is attacked by Batman in their house. So he has this constant fear that lingers with him throughout his life.
Interesting.
And we don't know why until near the end when we find out that his parents are basically for hire villains. So at one point we see like the Penguin hires them to help them with some stuff, and they're doctors. So they have like PhDs.
Okay.
And that's why the Batman attacked him and he doesn't know this yet. So
right.
I really enjoyed it. It was a good first issue. it's one of those. I'll check out the next issue, but it's got to do something to keep me going past that. Because
right.
We talked about Dark Knight of Steel. Newburn #3 was really good. I love the book. If you like crime noir, if you like Brubaker Phillips noir books, it's an awesome book. Cool. And I like where the next issue is going to go. World of Krypton #3. Jor-El gets named kind of the High Counselor, the guy in charge of everything, after he tells the council that the core is being destroyed and this is my plan. And his plan is to basically create a force field around the core of the planet so that it can't expand out and explode. Mm-hmm. Because he gets put in that position, Zod comes in and like has a talk with them and says like, we need to talk about the future of the planet. Good issue. Really enjoyed it. Cool. Batman 120. You didn't read Batman 120?
No, I have not read it yet.
Okay.
I'm behind on some stuff.
I'll say good issue. We kind of get an answer to a lot of the questions from the first couple issues as to like who really the villain is and what's going on and why Justice League or Incorporated has been doing. Sorry, Justice League. Batman Incorporated has been doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I won't spoil it for you though. Okay. Just Incarnate #4. Another really good issue. A lot happens, and if you don't know the history of DC in terms of the crises,
oh boy,
yeah, dude, the first 10 to 12 pages are just them explaining every crisis.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Really enjoyed it though. I got caught up on Justice Incarnate this week to be able to talk about it, and I'll say I didn't see it twisting in this direction. So
okay,
awesome series. One Star Squadron #3, really good. Superman shows up.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. Apparently the Hall of Justice had given an endorsement for the Heroes for Hire app.
That's awesome.
When Superman finds out about some of the things that are going on, and you see this event happen where like a hero could save a bunch of people, but instead of that, he goes to a Halloween party because the Halloween party will pay him. And
yeah, right.
And so Superman's pissed off about that. Although I think he's wrong personally. Because his whole thing is like, shouldn't they be heroes just to be heroes? And all the people in the boardroom are like, yeah, but they also need like jobs.
Right, exactly.
And he's just like, I thought it was about being heroes. And I was like, well, not everybody's Superman, dude. Like, not everybody can like be two people at once and like have a job.
Also, Mark Russell being very on the nose about essential employees.
Yeah. I just sat back. I'm just like, Superman. Like, a lot of these, like, not everybody has a fucking billionaire best friend, and not everybody can like be two people at once. But anyways,
yeah, Jeff Bezos, take that. Mark Russell's just writing letters to Jeff Bezos. That's
like, maybe go talk to Batman, have him finance all these fucking people so they don't have to get a job.
Right. I was interested when you said that Superman came into the book. That like immediately sparked in my head. I want to know how Mark Russell writes Superman, and to make him look like the bad guy, to do it for like truth, justice, in the American way. Yeah, that doesn't pay my bills, Superman. I love that.
I feel like from Mark's point of view, he sees Superman as the one that's correct.
Oh, really?
That's how I took it. And then for me, as somebody who feels differently than Mark on things, I looked at it. I'm just like, you're wrong. Like,
well, I don't know. To me, it just seems like the way you described it. It's almost like the capitalist system and essential employees. And Mark usually.
That's what Mark's trying to say. But in reality, I'm sitting back going, if Superman walked into the room and said, like, you should be a hero to be a hero, and money should be something that isn't important, I would be like, that's cool for you to say, dude. Like, you can ask Batman for a fucking loan whenever you want. Yeah, I have to pay the electric bill, motherfucker.
This is a dude that lives on a farm in the middle of nowhere.
Anyways, yeah, but a really good issue, and I like the way it wraps up.
Cool.
And where it's going to go. I'll leave X-Cellent for last because goddamn. Crossover #11, really good. Negan shows up in this issue.
Interesting.
And I did not know this until before I read it, actually. But issue 12, Kirkman is writing a backup story.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But really good, and it kind of tells the origin of how Donnie, the creator, becomes who he is.
Oh, great.
That's like 4 pages, and the rest is actual story. But yeah. Nocterra number 7. Did you ever check this out?
No, I didn't. I need to, though.
Yeah, really good issue. It's extending to the new story arc where we have all these different truck drivers going on and trying to find basically the cure to what's going on in their journey. And they're introduced to this new town that's all movieplex screens.
Okay.
And so all around it's that, and they find out that the dark creatures have been attacking the town. And now they're trying to figure out how that can happen. Like, because humans can turn into these shades. Mm-hmm. So it's human shades that are attacking the town, but they've never shown intellect before.
Oh, okay.
And now they're kind of showing it.
Cool.
And then there's a backup story with Blacktop Bill, which is like the big villain. Yeah, so I suggest that series, especially for you.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
X-Cellent number 1.
What is this book?
The Return of Ecstatic.
Oh boy.
Peter Milligan, Mike Allred. He introduces a new villain team called X-Cellent. And we find out that Ecstatic they're no longer reality show stars. Now they're like creating TV shows, actual TV shows. And there's a whole sequence of them trying to create their show and everything. And they've got this other team called X-Cellent that's taking to the internet to spread misinformation.
Oh boy.
Lies. And they do these live streams and talk about Ecstatic and spread lies about them. And then they have to go and try to figure it out. They introduce a new teammate. There's actually a couple new teammates, but the one big new teammate is this German woman who can turn into a wall.
Interesting. Like what's her name? Like the Berlin Wall. But I'm thinking, But they're also. I wonder if they're saying that Merkel. it's like Merkel just looks like a wall too.
Yeah, there's also so basically X-Cellent is supposed to be like the mirror dark version of Ecstatic in some ways. Okay. So there's like a dark version of Dupe in this and everything.
Okay. So Ecstatic was a Marvel team? Because I had to look that up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Peter Milligan and Mike Allred did X-Force for a little while.
Okay.
That turned into Ecstatic.
Yep.
And then I don't think it turned into anything else, but now it's X-Cellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the few X books prior to Hickman that I really love.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's all I have, Mike.
I'll have to check that out because that sounds like a side of the X-Men that I would like if they're like, yeah.
The original Ecstatic. So if you read the first X-Force that they did together before it spun out, they're a reality show team. So if you remember, like, did you read Civil War?
Yeah.
You remember that team that was on a reality show that kind of caused Civil War?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Tony Stark being a drunk asshole.
Right. Yeah, that too.
That's kind of what Ecstatic was doing, but it was more fun and lighthearted.
Okay.
And like Dupe was the cameraman.
That's awesome. Okay, I do remember that. I remember that for some reason. Dupe being the cameraman. Okay.
It's a really fun series. I love Allred's art. I know some people don't, but I'm a big fan of it. So
awesome.
That's all I have, Mike. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter, and they can find the show at FortressComics _ on Twitter. Remember, everybody, to like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube. 5-star reviews for the podcatchers.
Yes.
And if you want to go the extra mile, you can either go to patreon.com/FortressComics and do the whole Patreon thing, or you can check the show notes as I punch my screen. And we have affiliate links down there where you can buy cool stuff and support the show as well. Thank you all so much for watching and listening this week. We'll see you all here next week.